Let's talk about Wall Street here for a moment, and I want to play her response when she was asked about the Wall Street contributions that she gets, and she was hit on. Bernie Sanders hit her, saying basically those contributions make her compromised. Let's listen to her response here.
I represented New York, and I represented New York on 9/11. When we were attacked, where were we attacked? We were attacked in downtown Manhattan, where Wall Street is. I did spend a whole lot of time and effort helping them rebuild. That was good for New York, it was good for the economy, and it was a way to rebuke the terrorists who had attacked our country.
Nancy, in the debate, well, what did you make of that moment?
Well, I think what she was trying to say was, of course, these people support me. I was their senator. I did a good job for them. Why wouldn't they give me donations? But it struck a lot of people as tone deaf because she was essentially saying, because of 9/11, that's why I get millions of dollars. And so we were getting a lot of traffic on Twitter from people saying, you know, that just doesn't sit right with me. Right. And I think, to be honest, when we asked her the question, she was a little surprised because I don't know that she actually realized the way that it came off and quickly tried to self-correct.
Yeah, that's right. You brought up the tweet that had been sent in saying, why did she raise 9/11 in defending herself against Wall Street? Jamelle, how much of the Wall Street issue is a real problem for Hillary Clinton, or just one where she's not trusted, but it won't be a real obstacle?
So I go back and forth on this one because I think it's very awkward for her. I think it's a real problem in terms of trying to get these liberal voters to trust her as a nominee. I'm not sure how much in a general election it will matter, given the extent to which the Republicans will be doing quite well with Wall Street as well, and so it's sort of a wash. I think what is really challenging is that there is an answer for this, and it's just not one that Democrats want to hear, which is that Hillary Clinton and her husband were part of a movement of Democrats who are pulling the party to the center. And I think there's a way to make a defense of that, right? To say that, listen, we had 12 years of Republican presidents, we had to do something, and this is the thing that we did. But I don't know that anyone on the Clinton side wants to litigate all of this. And other than litigating it, you're just going to sound awkward. There's no way around it.
I just thought it was one of those great moments in lame debate answers that you could put a reel together, and that would be about number 4. The Clintons are tight with Wall Street. Wall Street is pretty darn tight with the Democratic Party. That is what it is. I understand Bernie Sanders' critiques. That was not a serious answer to a serious critique.
On the other hand, we gave him the opportunity to explain what it is in her record that shows that she's beholden to Wall Street, and he
didn't really hit that ball.
Part of the macro issue here is that Hillary Clinton is pretty much a generic Democrat in many ways, and so she goes where the party was. When the party was very tight with Wall Street, she was very tight with Wall Street. As the party has become less tight with Wall Street, she is, at least rhetorically, less tight with Wall Street. And that's a difficult position to be in versus someone like Sanders, who is very much an ideologue. This is where I've always been, and this is where I'm never not going to be.
Yeah, but the ethos of the Democratic Party used to be, I'm for the little guy, not for I'm for Goldman Sachs. I mean, if you think about it, she is in a particular position that does need some answers, I believe. Let
me ask you, Nancy, about, in our poll of independents and Democrats who are watching, Bernie Sanders didn't do well on the foreign policy front, but on the economic front, Sanders, on the question of who can handle the economy, Sanders came out at 43, Clinton at 40. When it comes to income inequality on that issue, he got 58%, and Hillary Clinton got 31. So on the issues Democrats care about, it was a good night for him.
It was a good night for him, and I think that, you know, the issue of income inequality was really in his wheelhouse. You could almost see him chomping at the bit to get past foreign policy and get into the issues where he's the strongest. Talking about single payer, for example, talking about a $15 minimum wage, which was a really striking debate last night between him saying it should be $15 no matter what, Hillary Clinton saying that could have unintended consequences. I'm more comfortable with $12. But you're right, clearly more Democrats came down on his side.
But working against him was, I believe, the fact that last night, and more strikingly today on your show, Bernie Sanders essentially said a major problem with all of this ISIS stuff and terrorism and what's going at the West is climate change and global warming, which makes him, to many people, look slightly daffy, like someone who doesn't understand what the real subject is and is leaning outside to sort of leftist or progressive nostrums that he can talk about. This is about terrorism. It isn't about climate change and deserts and people migrating because it's hot.
All right, the last word to you, Peggy.
Sorry.
Thanks to all of you, and we'll be right back.